Hi, and welcome to a Bitfox analysis of what I would say is a number of coins which are giving us some very positive signals. So, yesterday I went for a walk in the forest and I saw a lot of buds. So, there's a lot of these little knobs or little nodules on trees and bushes, and some even had little leaves. And I draw sort of parallel to what's going on in the markets at the moment. In some of the other videos that I did last week, for example, I mentioned that we're starting to see some positive signs. So, like little moves up of important levels, higher lows, or retesting lows, and then starting to go up. So, you could say that the last 2.5 months has been more or less like a crypto winter. And I'm going to go through a few charts here and show you why I think maybe we're kind of having a little crypto spring here. Now, whether that turns into summer or not, we'll find out in the next few weeks or a couple of months, I guess. But yeah, just start off with Bitcoin, um, as I think if it happens on Bitcoin, then the others will probably follow. So again, we had this ABCD, which I mentioned in a different video, um, and we had a move up, and we've had a higher low, and now price is going up to the weekly pivot for this week, and it still has a nice little target of um, February monthly pivot, and then of course we can go up to complete a bat pattern to the upside, so trading the CD leg up to either 786 or maybe 886, which again I did in another video. So let's move on to the next chart, which I think should be what's this? This is Monero. Okay, so let me just squish this in a bit more so we can see it. So this is Monero. As you can see, very similar. So it's had its move up, it's had its retracement. It hasn't given us well, actually, it has given us an ABCD, you could say here. But importantly, it's bounced off this monthly pivot. It's moved up. It's come back to test it. It's made a higher low, and now it's moving up. Hopefully, at least to this weekly pivot over here. And then again, same thing. It could be. It looks like it's a C, so maybe we can even move C up here, and then it'll go from kind of this level here up to the D point. Okay. Next one down is Zcash. Same thing. So just think of this like a little bud on a bush. So in this case, we have a little bit of positivity. We have a retracement. Is this actually going to work? Maybe. And then we have a move up. And if you really zoom in on this, you could say it's like a little tiny head and shoulders, which again, for my trading, I'm not so interested in. But if we think about that pattern, if it breaks this line here, then you can project this move up, which will probably take us to this point here, which is the point at which I said in a previous video you should move your stop to break even. And again, we have reason to think that it will go up to at least this level here, just so it can touch base. Fingers crossed, it will go through, test it as support, and then keep going. Okay, let's move up the list a little bit. So we have Bitcoin, we have Bitcoin Euro, same thing. Rep, not quite as positive, especially on Bitfinex. Bitfinex showed this spike down, which is not in most other places. Rep Euro, yeah, nothing too positive there. Neo. So Neo made a video about the possibility of this being a butterfly pattern. Feel free to go check that out. But again, same scenario. So we've had the price move down to an important level, so 78.6 of this bigger move up. Plus, importantly, it's B here, so potentially this is a C. It's moved up, it's given us a higher low, and now fingers crossed we'll go to at least this pivot, and I expect that it will probably go on to maybe somewhere around here. And ultimately up to here, which again in the other videos is a very healthy percentage return and a very good risk to reward. Keep going. Litecoin. So Litecoin has been very resilient. So most other pairs have. So you could even compare this to Bitcoin, which maybe makes sense. So it's had a very shallow ABC or A B C D, very shallow. And now we've had a move up. We have a higher low, and we're basically moving maybe to another higher high, which would be um, maybe on a slightly lower time frame, a change in trend. Keep going. Lisk dollar, same thing. So same thing with Neo. We're thinking that, well, I'm thinking that we had the 78.6 moving down. The C is keeps trying to find a point to move off from. So we've had the low, high, higher low, and maybe we'll have a high, high. And there's plenty of reason to think that it's going to come back and take out these levels here. And if it does, then ultimately go up here. So again, kind of like the early signs of maybe a a spring in the crypto space. With Lisk BTC, it's come back and tested this level many times. Fingers crossed this holds. If it does, that's very positive. And then we have a lot of reason to think that's going to come back because it's fairly oversold. What have we got next? Ethereum, same thing. So up, higher, high, higher low, and then it's probably going to go up to a higher high also. So yeah, just basically going through here the larger cap coins. Ethereum, Euro obviously is very similar. Ethereum Classic is at the completion of a bat pattern now, so 38.2, then a move up to C and then down to D, and you'll see it better on Ethereum. So yeah, so I thought maybe price would come down to D. It looks like maybe it's not going to get down there, so we could move the D to here. And yeah, basically we've had a nice little move off this important level. And if you really zoom into here, we've had a series of higher highs and higher lows. What else do we have? Dash, same thing. So again, like this for me is very positive. It could, of course, fail. And this is why if you get into any of these trades, it's very important that you have a stop, because if they all fail, then like this has not been winter. It's been kind of a precursor. So again, we have had a move off an important level, higher, well, a high, higher low, etc. What else do we have here? Bitcoin Gold. So we've had this big pattern here, which is a butterfly pattern. We've had a move up, and then basically it's retested these lows. So the D point is here, and it's bounced nicely off this. So double bottom, high, high, low, and it's moving up now. So this week for me is incredibly important. Bitcoin Cash, same thing. So yeah, basically we've had an ABCD off that level and high low, and it's moving up now. So again, it's kind of like a, how would I say, like yeah, a little spring bud of price action, which maybe will bloom into something very profitable if you're going long, and should be maybe the beginnings of a nice recovery in the crypto space. Yeah, any questions on that, let me know. Slightly different video, so if you like it, don't like it, yeah, just let me know. And yep, I'll update things as the week progresses. Thanks.